Hello and welcome to the Trident stand-up for week 2 of the spring semester. It's January the 19th. This is going to be the first day of full development that we're going to have, so that'll be exciting. So basically, what we're going to be doing each week for each stand-up, because last week was kind of specific to all the introductions, is you're going to talk about what you've worked on since we've last met, what you're going to be working on today. And if there's anybody else on the team that you need to talk to get problems sorted out, bring that up now. So that way you guys can go ahead and get any problems that you need somebody from a different discipline to sort out. So on Monday, we did a play test of the Pacific Rim rules. First time I've ever actually had a chance to play physically. We had everybody here, except for our online guys, because they're online, can't play a physical game with us. So we played that for about 6 hours. Everybody except Emmanuel actually got to engage in Trident or in Jaeger combat, so there's a problem. But so I think we all got a generally good idea of how the game plays. We might pick that up and finish it at some point if you guys are interested, but that'll be more for fun than actual playtesting. I spent a lot of time dealing with some of the legal shenanigans to get the LLC finalized, so that way we can have all the contracts and everything go with the project should the company get sold or anything like that, in case we hopefully get super popular and make millions of dollars and somebody wants to buy us. What I'm going to be working on today is, besides getting the that one-page project management sheet all sorted out for the leads meeting, I want to finish up doing all of the backlog stuff, as well as talking with everybody about what they're going to be working on, and kind of making the final I guess not final, but the initial decisions for what we want to do for art style, any the major things like scale and whatnot that we want to start working towards. If later we realize like, oh, the decision to make all of the combatants in the game smaller doesn't work out, then we'll change that later. But for now, we need to lock ourselves into something so we can just start building towards that. Otherwise, we'll be going around in circles trying to figure out, okay, well, we could do this, but we have to say we're going to do this. And then I'll hand over to Frank.
Let's see. I have been in contact with a former Navy pilot, now astronomer, whose primary job in astronomy is actually to look for life. So we've been going back and forth via email talking about Navy operations. We talked last week about possibility of having Leviathans in space. So I was talking to my astronomer about how big would it have to be, could it actually survive in space. Turns out it can. I have some details on that. I also worked on stuff for the conventional forces, and even added in bombers, because those would come from further inland. So we'll have to sit down and talk about that. I even updated the conventional forces a little bit, make them a little bit more maneuverable and a little more powerful. Eventually as the Leviathans get bigger, obviously they'll fall away, but so I did that. I have like a half page worth of suggestions and possibilities. So I put in about 5 hours outside of class and our Monday visit, so.
James, I'm doing art, and today also decided we're going to be splitting up the kaijus and robots. I'm going to be working on robots mostly. That's what I'm going to be doing, and that's what I've done, is just work on art stuff.
Shelby, I spent about 3.5 hours this week trying to do some concept art, get color palettes, art styles, trying to figure out what James's art style is, trying to figure out basically what kind of line work we're going to be doing. So that was kind of my primary goal, and then today I'm going to finish up a couple of the concept art that I've started on, figure out how big we're going to be making the Leviathans / kaijus, figuring out how big we're going to make the Jaeger / Tridents, kind of figure out everything like that. Yeah.
I'm Manny. I haven't done too much outside of the playtest that we did on Monday. I've been looking over the equipment and the abilities for the Leviathans and Tridents. So I'm going to be working on try and get those balanced, try and make stuff more useful, less useful, just balance those out.
I'm Zachary. I haven't done much since the playtest, mostly just reacquainting myself with Get Cracking, Get Flow, and Unity so that way I can start doing the ball dice roller thing today.
I'm Michael. Since we last met on Monday, I've gotten a jump start on the customization system, just how I can get it to work and how it could evolve based on how the game changes in the mobile landscape.
And then we tried to get John and Daniel in on the call, but we were having technical difficulties. You can see the projector's messed up and we can't get the speakers to work. But I know John has been going back and forth with me on a little bit of an art test, working on some environment assets. He's going to be fixing that up. I think we can actually drop those in as a something I've in past projects pushed for is a.
Has it on screen?
Oh, make that larger. Yeah, you can see on John's screen what he's been working on. Something I've pushed for in past projects is mixing 2D and 3D space in UI so that the UI is actually a part of the 3D environment. It's something that I've seen some games do, and it's really been helpful with engagement. So after John does a bit more work on those pieces, we should be able to use that for that. And then Daniel's working on the getting all of our UI tools set up. So that's, rect fields that you can throw a whole bunch of entries in, and it automatically makes it bigger and gives it the scroll bar, buttons, and I'm going to be sending him a basic outline for the UI, just main menu stuff, getting into whatever our test scene is, so that way we've got a base there that we can then start dropping all of the programming assets, programming scenes and stuff into, so that way we have a method to actually get to the scenes for the build. And next week you'll probably hear from them because we'll figure out a better technical solution. And I think that pretty much wraps it up. Today's going to be a lot of making decisions that we're going to stick to for at least half of this semester, just to see what direction building things like that takes us, as well as getting the ball rolling on proper actual development. We're going to be focusing on, like I probably said last week, we're going to be focusing on the physical game, while the programming team is focusing on tools for the digital game. That's it.